I was a huge rescuer because I'm an idealist as well. I'm a real dreamer, and I always see the cup half full. And I just have a really positive outlook on life. So it's a very natural thing for me to want to help people and make it better. So I'm a sucker for any broken wing, small animal, anything I can put in a box and heal, I do. And the same goes for people in pain, you know, when hearts are sore. I think because I can feel their pain, I'm with them in it. And it's taken a lot of my energy, but I don't really have a choice. It's who I am as a human being. My younger self would give up everything, her sleep, her own well-being, to be in service of whatever was needing service. And now I'm much more circumspect, and I think stepping in is often interfering. And now I don't want to interfere with people's process. So learning to not do that, it's been a big piece of my learning and my own self-growth. And part of that, I think, has come from understanding that as many aha moments as we have, and as much brilliance as we can see, it has absolutely no meaning whatsoever until the person gets it themselves. Close in personal life has been where I've struggled the most, where my value systems have been at odds with the value systems of the people around me. And there hasn't been a match, but because we're in the relationship we're in, I've had to stick it out. I've chosen to stick it out because I love them. And in loving them, I've wanted something different for them. And that's been hard for me because it's not my place to impose myself on another. So I suppose wanting my own way and wanting life to look the way I think it should be, I've had to dig deep, broaden my shoulders and breathe big to move through some of those moments. We each have our own journey. Each one of us holds our own thread. We don't know what someone else's deep business is, and I'm not talking about the work and the jobs we do. I'm talking about the reason for their being. We don't know what that is, and we don't know what their time frame is. And I have a real acceptance and a real honoring and reverence and respect for each person's truth and presence and purpose. And I don't always have to understand it. There's no difference between any one of us. The only difference is that some take the gaps and others don't. And we make our own gaps. I really believe we do. If whatever it is that you're doing doesn't work for you, change it. And keep changing it until it does work. It's your right to mold and remold and keep remolding your world and your life until it fits your form. Don't fit your form to fit whatever is being given to you. And don't give up on yourself, because you are all you've got. I'm all I've got. And what we've got is a lot. We have so much potential. I suppose it's this thing of constant metamorphosis and transformation. The magic of a butterfly. A caterpillar, I'm sure, doesn't know that one day it's going to fly, because it's just a caterpillar. And there's something spectacular for me about the caterpillar intuitively knowing that it has to build this dark cave around itself and just surrender completely to what it doesn't know. It just knows that that's what it has to do. And then it releases an enzyme that makes it eat itself until all that's left are the platelets of the butterfly. And from that, the butterfly then forms and grows, but the worm eats itself in order to emerge as something different. And we need to do that. We need to digest who we are and what we've been in order to become what we can become and what we can be. Potential and possibility. It's all about that. Learning what real self-love is and showing up for me has been a huge lesson. It's a constant evolution. I love that word evolve because it has the word love in it. And I think we need to evolve with love. We need to be kind to ourselves because we have to be our own best cheerleader. Because if we are not cheering ourselves on, then who is? How we talk to ourselves, how we are in conversation with ourselves, is how we're in conversation to the world and everything around us. So what I think of myself matters. My biggest learning has been learning to choose me. not in a selfish way, but if I'm not tended to, I can't tend to anyone else. And at the same time, my capacity for everyone around me in the world increases. So the more I'm in balance, the more I have to give. And that giving, the quality of that giving, is completely different because it comes from a source or a well point that doesn't run out. Being human is the biggest part of being human. To be human is about goodness, compassion, empathy, love. It's all the stuff you can't measure. It's all the things that you can only intuit and sense. You can't put it in a bank account. You can't put it on a bookshelf. Our being humanness is those moments of someone really knowing and understanding and looking you in your eye and seeing you, or a hand on your back, just saying, I'm here.
Lost in your world, memories of home. Lost in your world, looking for home.
I would advise my younger self to spend way, way, way more time in nature, being still and taking time to listen to the spaces in between, taking time to be in conversation with things that are other than us, the birds, the trees, the plants, the rocks, to be in conversation with this mystery. Now is all I have, this moment, and then this moment, and now this moment. And my choice is to fill those moments with joy. I'm excited about finally learning how to slow down and really have more stillness. Stronger rhythms, more spaces in between, moments of real being. Savoring life, really savoring life.
Thanks for watching our film. Every story we've made is possible thanks to the support of our patrons. And if you'd like to continue to support us to make stories that explore the infinite beauty of being human, sign up on Patreon. Thanks.